A warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for watching my videos, for liking the videos, for writing in your comments and your suggestions. Today, we are going to talk about a planet that enhances a quality in our chart. Any particular bhava, any particular house, and then that planet, those planets enhance that particular house or that particular planet. And how are they able to do it? Well, that is called the planet of value as per J.S. Basinji, and J.N. Basin has written a very beautiful piece on it, backed by Sarvarth Chintamani. So let us talk about this planet of value. But before moving there, understand about what is value. When we talk about the second house, there are things. The second house is also known as the house of resources and sustenance. The second house provides us with such a lot of resources, and that is important for our sustenance. Let's not forget that the second house is also about food. So what are the resources that are mentioned in the second house? Wealth is a very important factor in our life because it helps us to increase our social stature. Not only that, it is important for us to sustain our family and ourselves, fulfill our desires. The second house also gives us education. Education is a sure shot method in today's day and time to give us an increase, to give us a push into the professional arena, and thereby increasing our chances to get in more and more in our lives. When we come to the family, many a times people who have a very strong family backing get an edge in life because of that. So all these things, the wealth, the family, the social status, as well as our education, all of them add value to our lives. They help in bringing in more into our lives. When we talk about the 11th house, the 11th house is the house of gains. These gains can be in form of monetary, steady income for our family, for our friends, and in gain in a social circle, increasing our social standing in life. This can also be a gain in terms of ideas which lead to inventions. So the second lord and the 11th lord together form the planets of value. And together, when the second lord and the 11th lord, when they focus their energy, their aspect on a particular house, and the lord of that house is also aspected by a good planet, by benefics, or even if a particular karakatva of that house, say as per Sarvar Chintamani, when second lord and the 11th lord combined together, they shed their energy or their aspect on the fourth house, and the fourth lord also is beneficially aspected, or say the karaka Mars, which stands for the land and houses, if that is also aspected beneficially, in that case, what happens is that the person may or most likely to possess very beautiful houses in plural. Now, that is also subject to Desh Kal Patra, but a person likely to get a lot of benefits from that particular aspect. Now, this planet of value, especially for Aquarius Lagna and Leo Lagna, happens to be the same planet. For Aquarius Lagna, the second house is Pisces, and the 11th house again is belonging to Jupiter, which is Sagittarius. So, Jupiter, which is the 11th and the second lord in case of Aquarius Lagna, becomes the planet of value. And for the Leo Lagna, second lord Mercury and 11th lord is also Mercury. So Mercury then becomes the planet of value. Thereby, wherever this particular planet sits, sheds its energy, that is its aspect, and if it shows a benefic aspect, in such a case, this person is likely to make a lot of effort, is likely to have a lot of name, fame in that particular area, as these planets enhance the value of a particular planet. Now let us go Lagna-wise and see what can make the planet of value. For Aries Lagna, it can be Venus and Saturn, because Venus is the lord of the second house and Saturn is the lord of the 11th house. For Taurus Lagna, second lord is Mercury and 11th lord is Jupiter. So Mercury Jupiter aspecting a particular house can also give you great benefits. When we're talking about the Gemini Lagna, again second lord Moon and 11th lord Mars can give a lot of good aspects if they are aspecting a particular planet. Now, while we are doing this, people may also feel that for Taurus Lagna, Jupiter is also the lord of the 8th, or for Gemini Lagna, Jupiter is also the lord of the 6th. It will obviously show both its colors, but as a planet of value, whichever house it aspects, if it aspects with the second lord also, then there is sure to be some good offing coming up. When we're talking about the Cancer Lagna, then we find that this planet of value can be Sun and Venus, because Sun is the lord of the second and Venus is the lord of the 11th. For the Leo, we've already seen that it's Mercury. For Libra, it becomes Mars and Sun together, which will shed their lights on a particular house. For Scorpio, it becomes Jupiter and Mercury together shedding their light, their aspect on a particular house. And for Sagittarius, it is Venus as well as the second lord Saturn again. When we're talking about Capricorn, for Capricorn, Saturn itself is a part of, along with Mars, is a part of planet of value. And for Aquarius Lagna, already said that it is Jupiter. For Pisces, finally, it is Mars and Saturn again. So we've seen which planets can be the planet of value for very many, for all these 12 Lagnas. So let's have a chart. Let's take a look at a chart and see how it works in the practical charts. So when we're talking about a chart of Salman Khan, who's a very well-known actor, Bollywood actor, but internationally known. In fact, it is said that his net worth and his earnings have been greater than those of Brad Pitt and other actors of the Hollywood. So he's a very well-known, internationally recognized Bollywood actor. And when we see his planet of value, because it's his Lagna is Aquarius, and his planet of value is sitting in the 5th house. Jupiter is also the Karaka of 5th house. 5th house gives you, 5th house gives one name, fame, celebrityhood. 5th house gives one the ability to be charitable. The 5th house gives one a large heart. So it is a known fact that Salman Khan has a huge heart, and he's one of the most charitable actors known. In fact, as far as his celebrityhood is concerned, people actually wow his celebrityhood status. And for his large say, it is known that there is always a line of people waiting for needy, who know that they can stand outside his home, knowing that they will not be turned away without some form of aid. 5th house is also the house of children, and he holds children in a very, very special corner in his heart, and he does a lot of charity work even for children. So we see how this planet of value always is at work in his chart. And planet of value Jupiter here is in his Mrigashira Nakshatra, so he's always looking out for a chance where he can go out, extend a helping hand to anybody and everybody concerned. When we talk about this chart of William Kolff, we see that in the chart of William Kolff, the planet of value here, as I said, for Cancer Lagna is Venus and Sun. So when these two combine and give an aspect to a particular house, that house is likely to go up. William Kolff, in such a case, for William Kolff, the planets of value are placed together in the 8th house of discoveries, of transformation, and also of research. William Kolff is called the father of modern organ transplantation. With very few means, he ended up making so many, when he saw that people were losing their organs or their organs were becoming unfunctionable. Eighth house is also the house of, we see the house of uh, being a doctor, and sun, the karaka of sun, is one of the karakas of sun is dhanvantari or a physician, and Venus, we know, holds the sanjeevani vidya, or the one to bring people back from death. So in the eighth house this becomes very prominent, and it increases the value of his eighth house as it aspects the second house. So it, and the lagna lord is also increases the value of the second house, wherein his morals were so high that he did not uh, patent his any of his inventions, and he made sure that people benefited from his inventions. Also, it aspects the Lagna Lord, and so he also was a very happy person doing that. Again, the second house is the house of family. It is said that he led a very enriched life, and he had a very huge family whom he enjoyed till his last date. Finally, we come to the chart of Akshay Kumar. In his chart, it's being a Scorpio Lagna. The second lord is Jupiter and the 11th lord is Mercury. Mercury is exalted in the 11th house, and it is placed and Jupiter is also exalted and placed in Ashlesha Nakshatra, which is the nakshatra of Mercury. So Mercury for him becomes a very, very strong planet. And this Mercury aspects his fifth house. In the fifth house, along with Jupiter, which aspects his own house, that is the fifth house, this Saturn, which is being aspected by both Jupiter and Mercury, Saturn being the Karaka for discipline, Saturn being Karaka for affirmative administrative principles. He is very disciplined, very, very, very decided on how he wants to do certain things. Now, fifth house is also the house of sports, and fifth lord also aspects it, so that also enhances the value. And when the second and the 11th lord work on it, it gives him great ability to be a good sportsman. In fact, he is known for his martial arts, and he has an undefeatable approach towards sports. In fact, the Para Olympiads is, he is one of those people who has bought the Para Olympiads right on the global front for India, and has done a lot of work with the Para Olympians. So we can see that the planet of value works on all charts, and when we take our planets of value, focus it on a certain point and see how it is working, we will come to a great conclusion that it shows excellent results. Put it in your charts, see how it's working, and see which factors, according to the Karakatvas, it is enhancing, and how we can benefit from that in our lives. Till we meet again, stay safe, be happy.